turning up every weekend, get lit. Nigga in church on Sunday, you can tune in and get your fix. Turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up, turn up. It's that weekly turn up, turn up.
It's time for me to get back to God's plan. Family, when you get back to God's plan, you will rediscover His truth. When you get back to God's plan, you will realign yourself with His purpose. And when you get back to God's plan, you will renew your covenant with Him. But it all starts with you making the decision that I'm going to get back to God's plan. God's word, Deacon Hugh, is power. Now, when I was preparing this message, I initially wrote that God's word has power. But the more I analyzed that seemed insufficient when you talk about the power of God's divine word. God's word is power all by itself. When God speaks a thing, what He speaks has to happen. Everything that God created, hear me this morning, was created with a word. Everything that God created was created with the word. The creation story tells us that in the beginning, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of the Lord moved across the waters. And the Lord said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And from that day to this day, the earth has been spinning on its axis because God told it to. Word shapes everything around us. When you look around you, word shapes everything around you. The chair that you're sitting in today, that seat that you're sitting in, it is a production of a thought. The seat that you're sitting in today, it was a word before it was a seat. In the beginning was the Word was God, the Word was with God. The Word was made flesh. He spoke to Himself, the Father, the Word, and the Spirit. And He said, let us make man in our image. Because what we're going to pull out of ourselves is going to be something different. He says, let us make man in our image. Watch this, I need you, don't miss this. And let them have dominion. You should be able to speak to a thing and watch change happen in your life. My daughter, when she was young, she would cry, and my wife and I be trying to figure out what's wrong. Now she could talk a little bit, and she'd cry, and we'd be like, well, what's wrong? I'm hungry. You hungry? What's wrong? You hurting? What's wrong? You want to be changed? Use your words. Grapes. Okay, y'all missed it. See, the problem is the reason we are not getting what we want from God is because we're too busy crying about it. We're too busy complaining about it. We're too busy talking about it. And we ain't using our words at it. Now, I need you to catch this text because it says death and life is in the power of the tongue. We like to say life and death, but word placement is very critical right here. It has to stay the way He wrote it. He said death and life. Why you got to say it that way, preacher? Because sometimes something has to die in order for something to live. Back in the day, I don't know if y'all grew up like I did, but back in the day, Big Mama would be walking around the house just talking stuff. Mama would just walk around the house. We out all night, getting drunk, getting high, staying out all night. Mama walking to the house talking. My children shall live and not die. Devil, you can't have my kids. This sickness is not unto death. I wish I had somebody in here that knew the power of a spoken word.